morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to the Bourse Report. Today we're taking a look at AMCL as well as AMCL Merchant Bank Limited, one stock in the conglomerate sector of the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange and the other in the non-banking finance sector. Like most companies in financial 2017, they would have confronted significant headwinds in terms of maintaining profitability, and that would have been reflected in their financial performance. Let's take a look first at AMCL, and for the year ended December 2017, the group recorded an earnings per share of just around $3.15, a 21% decline from the $4 recorded in the prior comparable period of 2016. The only notable green line item was an increase in revenue of just around 4.1%. However, that was not enough to stave off an increase in costs, which led to a decline in operating profits of just around 11.2% from $1.115 billion to just around $990 million. Taxes were also higher on average, with an effective tax rate of around 33% in 2017 as compared to just around 27.5% in 2016, and you could see a 5.1% increase in taxes despite lower profits, which led to profits after taxes declining just around 19.3% from $803 million to just around $648 million. Taking a closer look at the revenue and profit before tax story, the group did manage to record its highest level of revenues in the past 4 years of around $6.24 billion. However, they also recorded their lowest level of profits before taxes in the same period of about just $0.97 billion, a 9.3% decline from the prior period, which speaks a little bit to operating margins, or declining operating margins, which was addressed in the chairman's statement, where it was mentioned that a focus would be placed in the coming fiscal year on operating margins and cost efficiency. Now, there were declines all across the group's profit before taxes by business segments. As we can see, manufacturing, packaging, and brewing in red declined just around 2.4% in PBT from 455 to 444 million, whereas the insurance and financial services segment declined just around 6.3% from 331 million to $310 million. The automotive trading and distribution segment was one of the fared probably the worst in terms of business segment performance, with a 24% decline from 2015 to 2016, from $255 to $192 million, that's in green, followed by another 35% decline over 2016 to 2017 from $192 million in PBT to just around $125 million. So again, significant headwinds, with more than 70% of the group's business focused on the Trinidad and Tobago market. Now, at a price of just around $60, AMCL is trading at a price-to-earnings multiple of just around 19 times, which is above the sector average of around 15 times PE, and offers investors a trailing dividend yield of just around 2.5%, below the sector average of around 2.9%. Now, on the positive side, the group was able to preserve the amount of dividends per share paid to investors, which is $1.50, increasing its trailing dividend payout ratio from about 37% to just around 48%. But importantly, cash flow to investors or shareholders has been preserved. So on the basis of relatively stable cash flows via dividends, but tempered by a weaker main operating jurisdiction being weaker, that is Trinidad and Tobago, Bourse maintains its neutral rating on AMCL. And turning quickly to AMCL Merchant Bank Limited, the company reported earnings per share of just around $2.71, a 7.8% decline from the $2.94 reported in its fiscal year 2016. Operating income was up just around 20.6%, or $168 million. Net operating income was also up around 9.1% from $533 to $582 million. However, a more than proportionate increase in costs would have led to a decline in profit before taxes by about 2.6% to $313 million. A high effective tax rate from 21 to around 25% also weighed on profits after tax, which declined ultimately 7.7%, or to about $232 million. Answer Merchant Bank's strength remained in terms of business segment performance in the banking services segment in blue. And we see here a nice steady uptrend in profit before taxes from the banking service segment. General insurance, however, had managed a decline from $98.7 to $73 million. And the mutual fund sector or segment actually increased from about $4 million in profits in 2016 to just around $12.5 million. So some positive news there. Also importantly for Answer Merchant Bank, earnings from or profit before taxes broken down by geographical segment. We see importantly that profit before taxes from the international segment in the most recent year accounted for just around 32.7% of total profit before taxes, which is a nice positive trend, whereas in 2014, just around 4% of profit before taxes were generated from Answer Merchant Bank's overall business from international sources. So at a price of just around $40, Answer Merchant Bank is trading at around a 15 times PE multiple, which is above the sector average of around 12.1 times and offers investors a trailing dividend yield of just around 3%, below the sector average of around 3.2%. So with the good news being an increasing reliance on internationally generated revenues, but again, with its major operating jurisdiction being weaker, that is Trinidad and Tobago, Bourse maintains its neutral rating on Answer Merchant Bank Limited. For more information, give us a call at 226-8773, visit our website at www.bourseinvestment.com, or email us at invest@boursefinancial.com. Have yourselves a great investing week. This has been the Bourse Report.